Overnight, President Trump delivering the commencement address at the University of Alabama.
Roll Tide. Roll Tide.
Celebrating the graduates and his own agenda.
I think you have a chance to be the greatest generation in the history of our country because we're turning it around and you happen to be available.
On the same day as his first major staff shakeup, removing National Security Advisor Mike Waltz and nominating him to become UN ambassador. Waltz has been on thin ice after that embarrassing episode where he mistakenly added a reporter to a group chat on the messaging app Signal, where sensitive military plans were discussed. But Waltz was included in a cabinet meeting just on Wednesday, where officials expressed their loyalty to the president.
It's an honor to serve you in this administration, and I think the world is far better, far safer for it.
At that meeting, Waltz was spotted in a Reuters photo on Signal, that same messaging app, communicating with users sharing the names of other Trump officials, including the vice president. The White House saying Signal is an approved app that is loaded onto our government phones. Vice President Vance telling Fox News Waltz was not pushed out.
He's got the trust of both me and the president, but we also thought that he'd make a better UN ambassador.
The move setting up what's certain to be a bruising Senate confirmation for Waltz, giving Senate Democrats a hearing to focus on that group chat debacle.
I think it would be pretty brutal.
The president announcing Marco Rubio as interim national security advisor, which he'll juggle alongside his responsibilities as Secretary of State and acting head of both USAID and the National Archives. Meanwhile, thousands of anti-Trump demonstrators took part in May Day rallies nationwide, protesting the president's policies.
We did not elect a king. And the dude in the White House thinks he's the king and the master of all.
Meanwhile, Peter, also some news being made overnight. President Trump signing another executive order. This one aimed at cutting funding for NPR and PBS. What more can you tell us about that?
Craig, you're right. The president ordering the end of federal funding for both public news outlets, which the White House in the past has accused of biased and partisan news coverage and programming. Federal funding notably counts for about 15% of PBS's and 1% of NPR's budget, with the rest largely coming from outside donations. So it's likely not going to shut down either outlet, but the critics say the cuts could largely impact the communities that rely on local stations and their programming. Notably, this move is all but certainly going to be challenged in court. Of course, it's just the latest chapter in President Trump's clash with the media. We have reached out to NPR and to PBS and have not received statements back. Back to you.
All right, Peter Alexander there at the White House. Peter, thank you. Also, a quick programming note here. Kristen Welker will have an exclusive interview with President Trump on the trade war, his battles with the courts, and much more this Sunday on Meet the Press.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.